To the entrance. Don't let him see you. Wait for my command. Oh, bravo! What an impressive display. A pity you could not let your father live to see it. As for your mother, once I've dealt with you, I promise I'll give her my full attention.
Ezio Auditore. Brave of you to stand alone against me, but also quite foolish. Assassin.
The ocean dead and kissed away. Melissanthi burn. in flames, a million miles from home. I'm walking ahead, I'm frozen to the bones. I am a soldier on my own, I don't know the way. I'm riding up the heights, all shame. I'm waiting for the call, the hand on the chest. I'm ready for the fight and fate. Sound of iron shots stuck in my head. The thunder of the drums dictates the rhythm of the fast, the number of days, the rising of the horns ahead. From the dawn of time to the end of days, I will have to run away. I want to feel the pain and the bitter taste of the blood on my lips again. Snow is burning my hands, I'm frozen to the bones. I am a million miles from home, I'm walking away. I can't remind your eyes, your face.
The year was 1773. The American colonies were under British rule. Boston was one of the most prosperous American cities at the time, yet people were poor and tired of the empire enforcing laws and taxes while not giving them a say in Parliament. So the citizens replied. They assembled. Thousands began protesting and boycotting British goods. In one major act of rebellion, patriots stood up against the empire and refused boatloads of imported tea. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of goods were destroyed. This was the Boston Tea Party. A slap in the face to the empire. An event that started the revolution that led to the birth of a country. Never again would the British rule America. This is the revolution you were told about. But if you stay a while, I shall tell you about another revolution. The one that mattered.
Watch them fight and die in the name of freedom. They speak of liberty and justice, but for who?
It is now the dawn of the 18th century. For over 200 years, the monarchs of Spain, England, and France have fought for control over the New World, plundering its resources and displacing its native populations. But in 1713, a succession of treaties brings a surprising and welcome calm. And for the first time in decades, order is restored. However, for thousands of British sailors, England's pitiful holdings offer few opportunities. Now poor and hungry, and resentful of their distant king, these desperate sailors band together to live their lives as they see fit, establishing ideals of true freedom, which would carry on for generations to come. Men of fortune they call themselves, and their life amid these bountiful islands is a brutal one, filled with betrayal, mutiny, cruelty, and debauchery. There is plunder to be found here, on golden beaches, in immense, untamed jungles, amid exotic, blossoming cities, in hidden coves, and most especially, on tall ships bursting with cargo. For nearly a decade, pirates will rule these waves, pirates of legend, larger than life, whose names strike fear into the hearts of all sailors. Benjamin Hornigold, Calico Jack, Charles Vane, Blackbeard, charismatic captains who live by their own code in a society built for those who would truly be free.
I'll give you Blackbeard's honest opinion. You ask me, can this new captain promise you a life of prizes, plunder, and adventure? Aye.
For amongst all the gentlemen of fortune sailing these West Indies, he ranks amongst the most clever. There was a time when I thought myself the deadliest scourge of these seas. But this man is a fearsome dog that feeds off trouble and turmoil. I seen him clear the deck of a Spanish galleon like it were nothing. Fighting like a devil, dressed as a man. And he's a canny one. Knows his way round every crag and crevice of these islands. So if it's fortune and adventure you seek, then Captain Edward Kenway's your man. Only, don't meddle in his private affairs. For there's more mystery to that man than even I dare ask.
Have you ever been disrespected? Forced to follow orders? Would you rather break free and live by the creed of a pirate? Are you ready to fight for the freedom to do whatever you want? Driven by reckless desire, calling the ruthless, fearless masses, willing to pledge allegiance to no one, calling all who are ready to unite under the black flag.
We stood on the brink of revolution when a storm of betrayal fell upon my city. And took away everything I held dear.
Mama?
Now, I fight for the people. Hidden in plain sight, striking fear and steel into the hearts of our oppressors.
Elegant and deadly, just like my lady.
Refusing to be enslaved by the corrupt. I fight for the freedom that others cannot. But most of all, brothers and sisters, I fight for you. Our liberation is upon us.
I was born into slavery, deprived of any right, of any faith. I was sold, traded for labor. Forced to watch the suffering, treated like a beast of burden. With no future ahead of me, I forged my own. And I knew blood would be the price. I never looked back, never wanted to, never had to, until now.
Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry.
Life's hardest choices are the ones that force you to question your own moral code. My choice has led me here, standing against those I once called brothers. History may brand me traitor, rebel, or renegade. But in the end, it doesn't matter how history remembers me. What matters is that I followed my own creed.
Assassin's Creed Rogue.
A desperate people know nothing of mercy. For years, we, the people, had suffered the cruelty of men too fed to starve, too rested to care. But no more. La République had endured years of war and failed military campaigns. A play for power by kings who cared more for their legacy than their people. With the nation deeply in debt, the nobility carried on with their lavish lifestyles, ignoring our struggles and levying taxes upon us to shoulder the load for La France. We starved in the streets, tossed aside like rats. No longer would we be left to die. We formed a National Assembly for the Third Estate, our first step in the fight for independence. Yet, we never could have known the dangers that lie waiting. The National Assembly vowed for life. We were willing to do what was needed, violently, if necessary. We surged, unstoppable. The taste of freedom and liberty fell upon each of our lips. When La Bastille fell, we grew hungrier, not for bread or for grain, but for justice. Even His Highness wasn't safe from our reach. For too long had he dismissed our threats. Let him try to ignore us now. After ordering the death of the king, one man thirsted for control. He claimed to represent the people against the monarchy, but was far more dangerous than any king. Maximilien de Robespierre. The slightest suspicion of counter-revolution was met with death. Mere rumors and speculation, so many of us meet our end. Families torn apart by Robespierre's reign. A reign of terror. Hundreds of thousands dead. Streets ran red with blood. But the reign of terror would not last. Robespierre knew he was to meet the very end he had brought upon so many. While fighting his arrest, he tried to make his escape, but he was unsuccessful. A bullet to the jaw to remind him of his failure. A desperate people know nothing of mercy.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité!
This is the history you know. Behind the bloodshed and la guillotine, a different secret revolution awaited. Its story burning to be told.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Every decide. Help me make the most of freedom. There's a room where the light won't find you, holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad we had to fade it. The world.
France's wounds may be healing, but mine only fester. I can hide here and forget. Is this who we killed for? Or was it all for someone else? A gain?
Fate brought me here for a reason. Perhaps it's time I let go of the past.
It was an age of invention, where clever blokes were thinking up the unthinkable, sending messages across great distances, carrying voices through wires like magic, illuminating the streets and shops deep into the night. But the dirty secret of it all was the poor buggers in the factories, killing themselves in the name of the machine.
Stop slacking!
Lucky to see their 20th birthday.
Pick it up! Look lively!
The factories were no better than a bloody grave. Their deaths a meaningless sacrifice to line the pockets of the wealthy. I've seen too many starving families begging for scraps, while the rich stuff their faces. Too many women dropping their knickers for a shilling, while the upper class wear a king's ransom. People did what they needed to survive. Which brings us back to me, where the fun was just beginning. The working class had been exploited long enough. The city needed a change, but I couldn't do it alone. You could call us organised, eliminating our rivals, reclaiming our glorious empire, one borough at a time. Giving it our best shot. Popping round for tea. Taking a stroll in the midnight air of jolly old London town. And with our growing influence, we turned our sights to greater injustices. The train baron. A man who put hundreds on the street because they stood in the path of his railway. A man who stole what he wanted from those who had nothing. But there was one thing he would never receive. Mercy. Well then, now you know what's required to join the Rooks. Are you in?
I'm in.
Welcome to the family.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
As far back as I can remember, I wanted to be part of London.
Part of the world's greatest city, at its grandest moment.
And if you believe that, you're a bloody fool.
Science, technology, progress.
It's a devil's deal.
It's how we build a better world.
When you steal from the rich, it's criminal. But stealing from the poor, that's capitalism.
So we fight for justice.
We fight to survive.
You might not be looking for war, but war is looking for you.
If it finds me, I'll bring the lads.
For my brother.
For my sister.
For London.
For family.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
It's a bloody marvelous time to be alive. An age of invention. So many clever blokes dreaming up impossible machines. Sorting away more gold than Queen Victoria herself. But none of those shillings ever makes it into the pockets of the poor devils whose blood is spilled building this glorious empire. The working class sleepwalks through life unaware of the machine that drives them. Let's wake them up then, shall we?
Rated M for mature.
So the boss, what's he like?
He's tired of the rich trampling on the poor.
Your services are no longer needed.
He's just like the rest of the gang. Wants to change things.
Difference is, he actually can.
So, when do we begin?
Must say we take back London.
I think you got the message.
Boss! Boss! Let's travel out of manuals. Come on, hurry up!
The fun never stops.
Come on, look lively, Rooks.
tell me you touched a razor. At the sound of the roar cracking on your neck, they tell me you never give up. Like the song that was soul singing in your heart. So honey, please don't let go. Or you fall into the dead of night. So honey, please don't let go. You better learn to fly, 'cause they're gonna put you up at the sky. The more that you want it, the more that you need it. I know that you'll be by my side.
Wait!
Where you take it from here, lads? Try the bitter.
Who's that?
It's actually quite drinkable. Go on, toast your noble boss, this thief of children. Or you could do better. Join me. Join the Rooks.
Okay.
Jacob, Mr. Fry, listen. We can split the money. I mean, just take it all. Rooks with me.
I'm going with a rook.
Come on, I've seen enough.
I look on as they search in vain. The last job was such a beauty. I love my work and want to start again. Try to stop me.
We are the first. The first to see the gods. The first to tame their beasts. The first to guard the soul from evil. We conquered this land and built an empire. But there are whispers on the wind. A brotherhood born in the shadows. They are are the first to call themselves the Assassins.
child save us all? If he's sentenced to die? Tell me, Nikolaos. Tell me before you let our son go.
Where we begin does not define who we will become. Before you, I see a path. Built by friendship and family, love and loss, war and bloodshed.
You were sent by the gods to protect this world.
You carry the blade of Leonidas. Act like it.
As you write your odyssey across the mountains and the seas, remember, the fate of Greece journeys with you.
Greece hides many dangers. A land shaped by the gods, but shattered from within. Blood soaks the fabric of our society, and Hades has grown full. A world of danger lies in your path. Armies gather on the battlefields. Squalls swirl on hostile waters. And snakes lie in the darkness. If you fail, Greece is lost.